This message goes out to all of the ambitious, career-driven women who are doing it all, striving to be there for everyone and everything at all times, and who feel overwhelmed and unable to keep up this unbelievable rhythm while constantly asking themselves, how do I find balance? How on earth am I going to keep going at this level with this rhythm? When does it stop? The first thing I want you to hear from me is the following. Good enough is good enough. I am sure that you were a talkative, smart, ambitious little girl who teachers sometimes refer to as talks too much or is too opinionated. And you went on to get the best grades in high school, and you did all the extracurricular activities and the community service, and you went to college, and you found your way to law school, and you worked really hard, and you did your best to be in whatever highest rank you could possibly achieve in law school so that you would get the best job possible. And if you went up that ladder of success, whatever that may look for your particular path, you were going to achieve the top of your career. And that could have been the corner office or the title of partner or general counsel or deputy general counsel or executive director or legal director, whatever it is that success would have looked like for you. Because you were told from the youngest age that there are two types of people in the world. There are excellent people and there are mediocre people. And by golly, you were going to be excellent, because mediocrity is for losers. And so you did all of the things, the phone calls and the meetings and the big projects and the big jobs, and you are always available, and you always answer your email, and you always answer your phone, and you're there on weekends, and you do the all-nighters, and you do the late nights at the office, because at the end of that, some way, somehow, you are told that there is balance to be achieved between your work and your life. And I did all those things, and I burnt out. Burnout breaks you in ways that never heal. Burnout is forever. You will recover from burnout, but it will leave you with frailties and fragilities that will never go away. And I did not just burn out once. I burnt out twice. And I struggled for a very long time to figure out, where did I go wrong? What could I have done differently to have the career that I wanted while not breaking myself in the process of achieving it? And as I tried to put the puzzle pieces together, as I tried to truly rebuild my life from scratch in a way that was livable and tenable and maybe even happy, it started to come together. What I realized was that I should not be balancing work and life. I should be balancing success and happiness. What I understood is that the antidote to burnout is joy, is finding joy every day. And that can look very different for each one of you. It can be taking that long walk in the morning with your pet, or picking up your kids every afternoon and listening to them babble about whatever thing has filled their day, or working out for an hour, or making a meal for your family, or being active in your community. Whatever it is, there are things that you know bring you joy. And there is a whole cottage industry that tells you that the way to achieve this is just more calendaring, more scheduling, more efficient use of your time, so that as long as you schedule things efficiently and you are organized, you will be able to put in the activities you want to do while also being able to do all of the things that work demands of you all the time. But I'm here to tell you that that is wrong. That is a mirage. Because what normally ends up happening is that walk in the morning, you're bartering it for an extra hour of work in the evening. That hour you took to work out, you're trading it for an hour on the weekend. That 30 minutes you spent with your kid, You're going to have to make up for it between 11:30 p.m. and midnight. And what I'm here to tell you is that as long as you are doing that, you are not choosing joy. You are trading time and you are trying to eke out some livability from a life that is not built for it. So my message to you is to embrace mediocrity. If you work a full week and you take that hour to work out, or that hour to go out with your pet, or that afternoon with your kids, you are going to want to pay it back somehow, make up for it, as though you taking that time is illegitimate. But it isn't. If you've put in your whole week, you're done. So when you go out and you take that walk or take that time or take that moment for yourself, you are going to feel mediocre because you're going to feel like you could be doing more for your job. I want you to sit with that feeling and just let it be. Don't give in to temptation to trade back that time. Because eventually that feeling of mediocrity will go away, and instead you will feel joy. You will feel happiness. I want you to understand that mediocrity is not terrible. It's not great either, but it's in between. It is good enough. Because what if mediocrity and being extraordinary are not two opposite paths, but are in fact two paths that will eventually lead you to the same place, but you will reach there in a much different state? What if being extraordinary all the time leads to overwhelm and burnout and anxiety and depression and breaks you before you get to the finish line? But mediocrity allows you to feed yourself, feed your family, feed your happiness, and allows you to go further, even if it takes longer, because you are preserving yourself on the way there. So when you start feeling like you should be doing more, I want you to remember that good enough is good enough.